A vicious landslide of panty dew has united the grotesque gargoyles of Western politicians today. You may remember looking back at the time this was made, October 7th, 2023, that a fusillade of rockets emerged from Palestine at Israel, and Hakeem Jeffries, RFK, Trumpy Toon, and ever redoubtable totality Joe Biden came jumping down, holding wizard pee to announce flagrant totality war on behalf of the Israelis. Nobody looks at my videos except people who tortured me. Nevertheless, by seeing the other side of things, I will be unmasked as a nice blonde boy. Facts have a strange way of speaking for themselves when it comes to Pittsburgh. An Israeli special agent for the FBI operating out of Beth Shalom Synagogue, an Attica State prison, poisoned me as a nice little blonde boy with a nerve agent that he sugar-coated with induction to marijuana. Don't you want to try some Lennon-esque Jimmy Queerball? And then Totality Joe and Obama nigger castrated me. Snip. You know, remember Lemon on Broadway? Because in Colony the Slipper Man, you hear the snip. And yes, Penis Gabriel was involved over a girl I didn't even have sex with. And guess what? She was Jewish, and she was a partner in Jabberwocky with John Schulman, who only robbed the museum, not of $6 million in book heists, but $6 million in metaphors. From the point of view of Palestinian and Hamas, this terrorist attack is an invitation, a God's gift to the Israeli Nazis. Come and demolish us. Kill our grandmothers, kill our children, kill our wives and daughters. Come do what you do slowly but surely every day anyway. It has the pathos of the murder in a motorcade of a Czechoslovakian Nazi, whatever his name was. I don't memorize the names of those assholes, which led to a slaughterhouse against Czech partisans during the occupation. Now, you don't want me to say that the Israelis are like an occupation. Martha Gellhorn was soft on Israel, and she had a tendency to see things their way, even when it came to Jimmy Queerball, who was to be castrated over a girl he didn't have sex with because she was a Jewish goddess for King Crimson. And they used neurohypnosis. They used REM on an implant to have me seizing the challenge to my nonviolence of being tortured and seeing loved ones murdered and raped. Oh, darn. That's neat. And that comes from Sound Mental Health and Seattle Art Museum, partners of Schulman. So Hamas basically gave away the Schulman books. You know, go ahead, take them. Take us all, kill us all. On a silver platter, the Israeli assholes. Now, I danced the horror when I was about 6 years old at the Civic Arena. Hava Nagila, Hava Nagila, Hava Nagila, Vemesnaho. Hava Naranana, Hava Naranana, Hava Naranana, Vemesnaho. Uraki Venesameo, Uraki Venesameo, Uraki Venesameo. And I read the Kaddish, Yakadah, Yakadesh, at my father's funeral in Bethany, West Virginia, despite the offense it gave to the Methodists. My father refused to go to Germany, had a Jewish son he called Adam, which is the name of the firstborn. Even though I had been born first, he so loved Adam. To him, Adam was his firstborn. He abhorred the Nazis. Despite this, or maybe because of this, the number 2 attorney in Pitt Law saw me as a nice blonde boy and would treat me to hefty doses of his, I don't know what it is. I just hate Arabs. I don't know what it is. I just hate the Arabs. On the steps of the Pitt Law. So when you go to the University of Pittsburgh, you see the anti-discrimination. It means I hate the Arabs. That's what Pitt Law anti-discrimination means. It means I hate the Arabs. And Robert Fripp, I must say Carmen Colucci because they're so similar. Carmen Colucci was a purse thief. Robert Fripp is a purse thief too. That's one of his things. He goes clinking and slinking and snatching purses. That's what he's into. The way Colucci was into it. You know, for a while, his best friend, best buddies, number one. Buddy one with these trifling idiots. Well, Robert Fripp pranced for Colin Powell about weapons of mass destruction through his sister on 60 Minutes. And guess what? The weapons of mass destruction that obliterated Iraq, what we had to obliterate Iraq over, were nothing compared to that virginity that proved rape. Colin Powell and Obama and Robert Fripp launched Clint Eastwood. They threw boulders of ogres on top of great hillsides in Pittsburgh. They had ogres. Donald Trump throwing boulders. No lie. There's a little hill from the bridge that I crossed to visit Jeannie that goes up to Phillips, my mother's house. And from the hill was an ogre throwing boulders down when I came walking to announce the legendary trumpet tune. For what? Because I was learning sign language. They didn't like that. No, Queerball, he can't learn sign language. We must have Queerball as a troublemaker who cannot get through college. I'll tell you a story. I threw Guns of Roses at this girl's feet when I graduated, made honors. And she said to me, thank you. She thanked me. That's how overlooked her dignities and achievements are. And they wanted to wreck it. They put her there because her name was Chinny, and they were making a mockery of the Bill Ivanitkin, Yevgeny Yevdoshenko, Putin, you name it. Vlad and Vlad, the 2 Vlads, the impalers. Greg Carl's bewildering myriad of surface details, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. She lived right down the hill from Leslie. Rumor is that all of that is a catastrophic farce. It came from Hitler Reagan's mindset. And the Kennedys have closed on it because they can't challenge Penis McCartney, Sir Attila. But Lennon pulled a Houdini. If anybody could pull off that kind of shit, using Pentagon Disney, it's the Beatles. And all of the evidence shows that's what they did. And the subscript of the evidence, which is the Krokag Ragusta Corona, Lennon's supposed widow, had an agency called Shiona, Vengeance of She, targeting me as a little boy for my father's ship in the Navy. And when the Licky Chops Israelis saw the Japanese was going to, Myron saw Shiona, like nuts. He said, to hell with query. Queeriness is out. And his abhorrence for the Jews didn't stop FDR from refusing the U.S. the great ship St. Louis to dock in Florida. And so they Taliban, the Taliban abacus, the black man of the rainbow. he was insulted by Jimmy Quilly's subconscious fear of him. So that means the Jew gives him the glory of Midori. Glory to Midori, glory to Midori. They said all over Africa, lying about the gale burst and the poisons of Wattenmaker. And you're not allowed to talk about that because Totality Joe comes with burning spear and says, thou shalt not question that virginity proves rape and weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. Now, what all of these people want is for us all to announce the whammy dammy of spy cam peep. You know what it means, even to Muslims. There's a radiological tie to the anti-Allah, to the great jinn below in porno. So don't you look at the peep. Don't look at the peep. No, because that is flame over Africa. And they'll come and they'll get your children, hundreds of children in Ohio, disappearing. They walked right into school, chased off the teachers, and kidnapped me, gassed me for a Neva Corporation being collected for through Yoko Ono for Sound Mental Health and Seattle Art Museum. Ain't that neat? And you want me to cheer the Hamas coming on a silver platter and getting a splatter film going. Israel is liable to exterminate Palestine over this. And you expect me to cheer? Get a life. I was kidnapped and tortured, and the Israelis covered for it. This is a fact. We did nothing to hurt them, and we cooperated with them every single day in every way we could. And they diminished, degraded, and atrocitized in answer. And the Green Party thinks it's neat because he's a white. He's a nice blonde boy. He insulted the black man with his fear of him. He winced. He's scared of the black man. That's an insult. They will make up anything they can think of. They will make up any single thing they can think of to justify. I'm not in a position to condemn what Hamas did. It was stupid. It was very, very stupid.